some direct the flow of your museum experience today. Now please proceed to the first exhibit.
Hey, black child, do you know who you are, who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be if you try to be what you can be? Hey, black child, do you know where you're going, where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn if you try to learn what you can learn? Hey, black child, do you know you are strong? I mean really strong. Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey, black child, be what you can be. Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do. And tomorrow your nation will be what you want it to be.
Please go to the entrance. And here is your schedule for the Black History Show. Welcome to the Black Museum. Please grab tea.
Be quiet and don't touch. Listen, your first exhibit. I am James Armistead Laughlin. I'm an African American famous for passing information to help us prevail at the Battle of Yorktown. I was born into slavery under the name Armistead. My master was William Armistead. When I turned 17 in 1781, I volunteered to join the Colonial Army. I was given the position of spy. I posed as a runaway slave and was hired as a spy by the British. Really, I only gave information to the Americans. I infiltrated the headquarters of the British General Lord Cornwallis as a spy. I was able to travel freely between British and American camps. I gave information about the British plans at Yorktown to the Americans, allowing us to prevail. After the war, I was given my freedom and bought 40 acres of land to farm. I raised a large family and was granted $40 by the Virginia legislature for what I did in the war. I died on August 9, 1830.
Hi, I am Jack Johnson. I was born March 31st, 1878 in Galveston, Texas. Fun fact, some people call me the Galveston Giant. I became the first African American heavyweight boxing champion. Also, I had 3 wives such as Irene, Lucy, and Etta. I had opened a successful and luxurious restaurant and nightclub run by one of my wives. But I was attacked by the government after I became famous as a black man married to a white woman. Also, I got arrested and charged for violating the Mann Act because they thought I kidnapped my wife. I was sentenced to a year in prison and fought boxing matches for 7 years until 1920. June 10, 1946, at the age of 68, I died in a car crash and was buried at the Graceland Cemetery in Chicago.
It's the year 1920 and the black part of Tulsa, Oklahoma, better known as Black Wall Street, was a neighborhood where you could be treated with respect. It was filled with doctors, lawyers, and engineers that looked like me.
Lola T. Williams.
I'm Lola T. Williams, and I was one of the most prominent entrepreneurs owning Zealand Theater and the small Tennessees across Oklahoma. The theater seated close to 1,000 people for live musicals, films, and more. This was only one of 4 theaters in the area. During this time, whites operated most African American theaters. Not only am I African American, but I'm a female making the Dream Theater a dream come true. I was part of the Black Wall Street when it was flourishing. It was the time of black wealth, pride, and unity. Our community was completely self-sufficient and became the home of many black multi-millionaire entrepreneurs.
J.B. Stratford.
I am J.B. Stratford, and I arrived in Tulsa in 1928 via railroad. I was a son of a former slave. My father worked hard and saved Buddy to buy his family out of slavery. When I was older, I developed my father's work ethic and became an attorney. My interests ranged from social justice to real estate development. The J.B. Stratford empire was comprised of real estate income from 24 rental properties worth nearly $2 million. I believe that black people had a better chance of economic progress if they pulled their resources together and supported each other's businesses. I bought lots of real estate in the northeastern part of Tulsa. Many African Americans followed my lead and bought their own properties and created black-owned businesses. The Stratford Hotel at 301 North Greenwood in Tulsa was my crown jewel at the time. It was the largest black-owned, black-operated, and black guest-only hotel in America. Much of Tulsa's white community disapproved of my success and methods. I stirred the pot regarding the legal segregation and policy against Oklahoma's Jim Crow law.
This part of Tulsa was also known as the Promised Land, where black people were able to have a good life in a time when black folks weren't viewed as equal in Black Wall Street. We were economically independent, we had a high literacy rate, and were well educated.
It all started with their side of
May 31st, 1921.
At first, we saw a bunch of men with those big pine torches come through our backyards. We were trying to keep quiet. Crash! Men broke into our homes and businesses, destroying our property. All men knew not to discuss arrested. Boom! Rifles sounds like bombs come crashing down our town, burned to the ground, just like that.
Black Wall Street. The Promised Land was gone, but we will rebuild and overcome.
Rosa Parks. I was born on February 4th, 1913, and I'm from Tuskegee, Alabama. As a child, I went to an all-girls school. In college, I attended Alabama State University. Once my grandmother became ill, I was forced to withdraw. Growing up was hard. I faced racism every day. Very early, I decided to join the Civil Rights Movement. December 1st, 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama. I got on the bus so tired. It was tired, so I got on the bus very tired. So I sat right in front of the college section. African Americans were to sit in the back of the bus. The bus became full, so the driver asked me to move, and I said no. That was the day one of the largest social movements in history was made.
The March on Selma.
The Selma March is a series of three marches that took place in 1965 between Selma and Montgomery, Alabama. These marches were organized to protest the blocking of Black Americans' right to vote by the systematic racist structure of the Jim Crow South, with the leadership of groups such as the Dallas Country Voters League, the Students Nonviolence Coordinated Committee, and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. The Selma March would become a watershed moment that led to the passing of the Voting Rights Act of 1965.
1965, the courageous 8.
My name is Ariel Foster. I was in the vegetable 7 times before I was allowed to eat vegetables. On my 8th time, I was still met with recently.
My name is Aaron. I fought in World War II. I came back to the quick thing. My name is Ulysses.
My name is James Gluderson.
My name is J.D. Hunter.
My name is Emil Bosman.
My name is Henry Shannon.
Together we are the courageous 8. Cut it down is kind of
DCVO help educate African Americans on how to have the test for religious people.
The first march from Selma was led by Reverend C.T. Bibby to the cross in Marion, Alabama on February 18, 1965. The protest arrested DCVO member James Gordon. On the way to the cross, Alabama state troops attacked the marchers from the Jimmy Lee Jackson.
Jackson died 8 days later promoting James Billable of SCLC to call for a march from Selma to Montgomery to speak with Governor George Wallace about Jamie Lee Jackson's death.
Edmund Peters Bridge, March 7, 1965. 2 minutes into a bloody summer.
The second march began on Sunday, March 2nd, led by SNCC John Lewis, represented by Jose Williams of SCLC. The march proceeded without any interruptions until the protesters arrived at Edmund Peters Bridge, where they were met with violence by Alabama law enforcement.
I, Emilio Rosa Parks, beaten and hungry. John Wilson suffered a skull fracture from the attack. After the and later mentioned he thought he was being highlighted. After this terrifying ordeal was over more than 60 months will be this day will become known as Bloody Sunday. Several violence was carried out when the members of the KKK attacked James Williams, who later died from his injuries.
Edmund Peters Bridge, March 21st, 1965.
The third march departed from Brownstown, Alabama. Thousands of people arrived at the Oklahoma State Capitol on Sunday. That year, who had come from Detroit, Alabama, to support the voting rights movement, was killed by the while taking marches back to Selma from Montgomery. The three marches of Selma were a pivotal turning point in the civil rights movement. Because of the powerful impacts on the marches of Selma, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 was presented to Congress on March 17, 1965. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the bill into law on August 6, 1965.
I am LeBron James. I was born December 30th, 1984 in Akron, Ohio. I am 37 years old. I am married to Savannah James. I have 3 kids, Bronny, Bryce, and Zuri James. I play for the Los Angeles Lakers, number 6. I play shooting guard and small forward. I have won 4 NBA championships. I have won an NBA championship on all 3 of my teams, Lakers, Heat, and Cavaliers. I won the Rookie of the Year award my rookie season in 2004. I have 4 NBA regular season MVPs. I am considered one of the greatest of all time.